These are the best Fortnite settings that got me from this to this in under a month. Alright, so first off, we're going in settings, obviously, because this is a settings video. And we're definitely going to be, well, so basically, I run into the full screen because I run a double monitor setup, so I can just easily go from one to another. And let's see, resolution, I would definitely recommend running 1680 by 1050 because that really gives you the most like FPS to lag. So like you don't want any lag, but you want the most FPS. And a lot of pros are on 1680 by 1050. VSync, definitely turn that off because if you have like a 60 hertz monitor, then your PC will only run 60 hertz. But if you have a 60 hertz monitor, then definitely get a better monitor. Obviously, I run 180 FPS. That's just because my monitor is 180 hertz. But you know what's the point of running something higher? Definitely run performance mode because that just gives you like no lag at all. Brightness definitely 150. User interface contrast. It doesn't really matter, you know. I just like how 1.5x looks. Colorblind mode. Colorblind mode. Just turn that off unless you're colorblind. Some people like try to know, but I don't know. It looks weird. Colorblind strike. If you have it off, doesn't matter. User interface parallax. Some menus like that on the shop. So just turn that off. Okay. Auto set quality. Yeah, just whatever. Don't do that. Okay. Because that just makes Fortnite choose whatever your thing is, and I won't recommend it. I run. So my PC was around $1,000 RTX 4060, i7 12700K, stuff like that. For that, I run just everything low, you know, like resistance near, textures low, meshes low, the geometry thing, just turn it off. Advanced graphics, okay. So show FPS, obviously, latency markers, I would turn that off because it kind of like just works your PC a little too much, and I just don't like it. On low latency, I would do on plus boost, okay? For performance stats, definitely turn this off because when it's enabled, it's constantly sending information to Fortnite about your gameplay, and you do not want that to happen because it will continue when you're lagged down because it's constantly sending info. Sound doesn't really matter to be honest. I should have everything in 100%. Sound doesn't really matter. Sound quality put on low. 3D headphones on. So yeah. Communication doesn't matter. Game. I would go auto for like anybody basically. Language, I mean, I'm English, so I'll pick English, but you know, pick whatever you want, obviously. Toggle sprint on. Auto open doors off. Manual activation. Hold jump. Hurdle activation and press jump. Hold to swap pickup off. Toggle targeting off. Mark when danger when targeting on. Auto pickup weapons off. Fire buttons for pumped up off. Preferred item slots. So for me, my first slot is E, okay? So I click E for my shotgun. So then for my AR, my second loadout slot is scroll wheel going down. So then that's my two weapons that I always like using and stuff. And then everything else I have unassigned. But just put whatever your shotgun AR bind is. Hopefully it's the ones that I'm about to tell you, but you know, whatever. Auto sort consumables off. Reset building choice off. Turbo building on, obviously. Um, so I don't play on Simple Edit, but if you do play on Simple Edit, then tap Simple Edit obviously on, but I don't, and then I do auto confirm edits on both, and disable pre-edit option on. But if you don't have a problem with pre-editing your builds, then you can turn it off. But textual tips on, extra game options in off, turbo delete creative mode on, NVIDIA highlights on, peripheral lighting on, tap to search on, minimum field of view 70 degrees, maximum field of view 100 degrees. Okay, synchronize my emotes to jam tracks on. Suppress my emote music to hear jam tracks on. Replays. Record replays. I have it on, but you should probably put it off because it turns on your lag way a lot. So I'm actually gonna turn it off and then everything off on replays, energy save because even when record replays on, guys, just trust me, it's still gonna record your replays. Okay, just trust. Energy saving, I-15 on. Game UI. Okay, so you've probably seen if you watch like pros or something, their HUD scale is actually a little bit low. Yeah, it should be like 65. 65 is a good middle for most people, I think. Damage number scale 125. I like it. I like hit only and then a list. Okay, I like list, but it's probably better to have cumulative. Okay, so you can know how much damage you did. But I like list because I think it looks better. Okay, so then everything on right here. Let's go 65. So spectator count on. So I would turn everything on except for patchwork tooltips. That's off. But everything on, so you can actually see everything. Gyro options. I mean, I don't think anybody really plays on gyro, so I just have it as the default. So yeah. Okay, I play on keyboard and mouse, but I also have controller settings on here, which I can give you. Okay. So invert mouse off 5.1 5.1. It depends on how much mouse space you have. So a good thing is when you move your mouse from all your mouse space all the way to the left of your mouse space all the way to the right, your person should be spinning 1.5 times to 2 times. Okay, so I have kind of a lot of mouse space, so I have 5.1, 100%, 100%, 100%. Zoom scaling, I have standard. Because if you do legacy, that's mostly for consoles, and it's just like weird. Ignore controller input is off. Lock input method as mouse. Now mine, ignore controller input is off only because sometimes I switch to controller if I'm playing like zero builds. If you don't play controller, no controller, put that on. Lock input method is mouse, as well as yeah, if same thing. So these either should be both off or both on. Custom diagonals off. Touchpad on, I guess. I don't know. Mouse flight 100%, I guess. I haven't really messed with these things. I think it doesn't matter if you unless you put on like a touchpad or something. But all right, so these are my binds. I highly recommend these binds. I hit play on a Apex Pro Mini, and once I set these binds, I got incredibly better in under a month. So this would really help you. ASWD, force walk, nothing. Now my crouch and slide are two different buttons, so I have to hit my thumb to a certain button. I can just click either one of the buttons, which is V and B. Sprint, I have it caps lock because my pinky rests on shift. So so that I put it to caps to go to sprint. Auto run, I don't really just don't change it. Jump, space obviously. Fire, right click target, left click reload is C. It's actually worked really well for me. I got used to it really quickly. Pickaxe is Q. Okay, you click Q with your ring finger. No, not your ring finger. Yeah, your ring finger. Pickaxe Q. I already said that. Weapon slot 1, I have it E. Weapon slot 2, I have it scroll wheel down. So this will be my shotgun as you saw in the preferred item slots, and this is the AR. And then everything else I just have it 3, 4, and 5. Use I have it G, but I know some other people like V. So you can use V or G. It doesn't really matter. Weapon canting. I don't think I changed this, but I just have it at shift and caps, if whatever. Crouch while building is so anything like crouch or like slide, anything should be V and B. Okay, okay, and then wall, I have it my front mouse button, so number 5 on the mouse, so my side buttons. Floor should be shift. Stairs should be my back mouse button because well, floor is shift because my pinky rests on shift and it's really easy. Cone or roof, I have it R. It just feels most comfortable for me. Trap, I have it T. Place building, obviously that per upgrade. I don't really like do that, so I'll have it at H, but I actually recommend N. Rotate building, I don't have a bind for that, but if you guys can, you can pick one that's close. I'd recommend maybe like 6 or Y or H, something good. Or control, I don't really have anything binded for control. Change building material is my right click on my mouse, building edit is F, but also scroll wheel up. You gotta do scroll wheel up in F so you can get scroll wheel reset. This should be B and V. Select building edit is this, and then reset building edit, scroll wheel up so you can do the scroll wheel reset. Yeah. Toggle text chat, enter. Communication, don't really change any of this. Emote, I have an H. So, and then I had it at B, but I kept clicking on it, so I did H. And then everything else I would keep. Basically, toggle map should be M. And then, yeah, just everything else just keep, you know. Watching my YouTube video, please like and subscribe and join the Discord in my description. Peace.